Please join me in 3 recitations. 南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛。Please release your palms. Lotus friends, today we would like to share a few short articles along the lines of the cultivation of our faith and the primary and miscellaneous practice. So to give you an idea of what we will be touching on, here are some subtitles. How to cultivate unwavering faith in the Dharma, primary and miscellaneous practice. Bodhisattvas share a karmic bond with suffering sentient beings, and any time permits most detrimental to merit and blessings, complaining and blaming others. We will see how far we can go. We may not cover all of that. If we don't finish today, we'll do that again next time. So first of all, the first very short question and answers article that I like to share with you is, the question was asked, how can I develop unwavering faith in Dharma? Why does my faith falter? What should I do? The answer the master gives is, it is difficult to develop total faith in the Dharma. In the cultivation of the Bodhisattva's way, there is a special stage called the 10 faiths. Buddhism also has the concept of the 5 roots and 5 strings. Of the 5 roots, faith, diligence, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. Faith is the first. Faith needs to take root before a practitioner has the power to develop the 5 strings. If one has a firm and correct view, which does not falter, one will not be easily swayed by non-Buddhist teachings and wrong views. One will have complete faith, a firm faith in the Dharma. Why does our faith falter sometimes? As far as ordinary beings are concerned, faith in the Dharma does not come easily. This is particularly true in respect of the Pure Land Dharma path, which talks about the Western land of ultimate bliss, the salvation of Amitabha Buddha, and the inconceivable merits of the Buddha's name. If one considers these elements from the ordinary being's perspective, they are hard to believe, because ordinary beings can only relate to their own experiences and their logic, and they would believe something only if they can see it. They cannot even start to imagine the realm of Buddhist Dharma. Insisting on believing something only after grasping its meaning is typical of an ordinary being's mentality. Doubt is in the nature of ordinary beings. Greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and doubt are the sources of our afflictions. Because we are in a confused, inverted, and delusional state of existence, we are naturally skeptical of and even slander the right Dharma that Buddha taught. This is our true state. As we follow the teachings of Buddha, we gradually get rid of our doubts and our faith arises. If the right view is not firm, our faith will waver. Feeling susceptible and lacking confidence is normal and is part of the process of spiritual cultivation. Everybody goes through it, even sanghas will go through it. So you're not alone there. How do we overcome this feeling? We should study and practice the Buddha's teachings often and contemplate their meaning. As our right view of the Dharma gains a strong hold, our faith grows. When Buddha says life is suffering, we should observe life, apply systematic attention to this saying, and deeply reflect on its course. Why is there suffering? Why Buddha said life is suffering? As our life experiences grow, we will have a better understanding of the saying, which is one of the Four Noble Truths. Our faith in these truths will be strengthened, and we will also believe that the land of ultimate bliss is real. Don't adopt the perspective of ordinary beings, but completely abandon their arrogance. Faith means completely letting go of our ego, believing and going along with what the Buddha says. This is a shortcut. However, we are just downright stubborn, self-righteous, arrogant, and reluctant to let go. What should we do? We should study and practice the Dharma conscientiously and pay systematic attention to it. It is a long and gradual process, much like using a knife to peel off tree bark layer after layer. And it takes time. Cultivation takes time. Everybody has his or her own time frame, so we may not all be on the same uh, point in the continuum, but we're all moving along. Now we take a look at primary and miscellaneous practice. Master Huijing, responding to a monastic's question about difficulties in Pure Land practice, this is an article published in November 1998. Bear in mind, this is not from a householder, this is from a monastic. Thank you for your letter. You have practiced diligently, yet missed the essence. As Master Shandao says, there are primary practice and miscellaneous practice in Pure Land Buddhism. By undertaking primary practice, we are 100% certain of being reborn in the Pure Land's realm of rewards. Among miscellaneous practitioners, however, only 1 or 2 out of 100, 3 or 5 out of 1,000 will do so. Rebirth in the realm of rewards will be hard. You are doing miscellaneous practice. Though you can dedicate its merits towards rebirth, it is remote from Amitabha Buddha and not intimate, far from him, not close. That's why Amitabha's light does not embrace you constantly. Master Shandao says, Amitabha's body is like a golden mountain. The light of his special features shines in all directions. Only those who recite his name are embraced by his light. Know that his fundamental vow is the most powerful. He also teaches Amitabha's special features number 84,000. Their light illuminates the 10 directions. It shines not on those with other karma, seeking only name reciters who aspire to rebirth. And further notes, the light of Amitabha is luminous, embracing only those who recite his name. However many practice sessions you have each day, each should involve recitation of the great six-character name Namo Amitabha Buddha or Namo Amitofo. Amitabha accomplished his name from perfect virtue and uses it to embrace all things. With each recitation, all merit and virtue are complete. What does it lack? So that you need to look elsewhere. Especially since rebirth in the Pure Land depends not on your own effort, but entirely on Amitabha's power. Therefore, it matters not whether a sentient being is of high or low status, male or female, young or old, light or dark, wise or foolish. Nor does it matter if the being has heavy or light karmic offenses, self-cultivation or no self-cultivation. a pure or impure heart, focused or distracted thoughts. None of this matters. So long as we recite Amitabha Buddha's name, we will certainly be reborn in the Pure Land. Moreover, through the unfathomable power of Amitabha's fundamental vow, even those who have committed the 5 gravest transgressions and the 10 evil actions, as well as Dharma slandering Ichantika, this is the vilest, most deluded beings, can be reborn. To rely on the power of the fundamental vow means to firmly believe in and accept the deliverance of Amitabha Buddha, and to recite his name single-mindedly and exclusively. So, in terms of rebirth, self-power does not matter, only other power. This is such an important concept that I'd like to repeat just this little short paragraph. To rely on the power of the fundamental vow means to firmly believe in and accept the deliverance of Amitabha Buddha, and to recite his name single-mindedly and exclusively. So, in terms of rebirth, self-power does not matter, only other power. Those who seek rebirth in the Pure Land should first understand Amitabha's fundamental vow. On our behalf, Amitabha has already accomplished the land of bliss and the virtues and merit needed for rebirth there. He has also redeemed all the karmic debts we accumulated since time immemorial. And Amitabha long ago completed the various virtues and merit we would need to be reborn in the land of bliss. Because we neither know nor believe, we have not been able to accept and receive Amitabha's merits and continue to suffer reincarnation. Today, if we know, believe, recite the name, and want rebirth in the Pure Land, we will assuredly achieve it by the power of Amitabha's vow. Such faith would be eternal, undeviating, consistent from start to finish. From morning to night, from dusk to dawn, we single-mindedly recite the name of Amitabha. We do not recite the names of other Buddhas or Bodhisattvas, or various sutras or mantras. This is what Master Chandal earnestly urged us to do. He says, Shakyamuni Buddha's underlying wish is that sentient beings recite Amitabha's name single-mindedly. And to recite Amitabha's name single-mindedly and without variation, whether walking, standing, sitting, or lying down, whether for short or long periods. That is the karma of assurance. It is also because it accords with Amitabha Buddha's vow. Does it make sense for practitioners determined this lifetime to achieve rebirth not to act accordingly? During every practice session, it is enough that you recite the great 6-character name. Let go. Leave behind all other scriptures and mantras. Do not cling to them stubbornly. The rest of the time, read the publications of the Pure Land School and put aside all other texts. You will know why if you reread Master Hona's collection on choosing Buddha recitation according to the fundamental vow. Master Chandal says, the land of bliss is the realm of unconditioned nirvana. It's hard to be reborn there by practicing assorted virtues according to circumstances. The Tathagata selects the key method. He teaches us to recite Amitabha's name with twofold exclusivity. I hope that after listening to this particular article, short answer to the monastic, that we have better understanding of the primary and miscellaneous practice. Now let's take a look at another one called Bodhisattvas Share a Karmic Bond with Suffering Sentient Beings. The scriptures tell us Bodhisattvas share a karmic bond with suffering sentient beings. Isn't that very comforting to know that? We suffering sentient beings actually share a karmic bond with Bodhisattvas. This profound connection is a testament to the ceaseless efforts Buddhas and Bodhisattvas make to alleviate the suffering of sentient beings in every circumstance and at every moment. Our lives are transient, a mere handful of decades, during which we are privileged to encounter the Dharma, especially the proactive and encompassing deliverance offered by Amitabha Buddha. We not only embrace this teaching, but also inspire others to have faith in it. As emissaries of Amitabha, we propagate his great vows. Such events are exceptionally rare and praiseworthy, resonating with the saying, such a happening is rare, even over the span of 1,000,000 kalpas. Accordingly, we should celebrate and cherish our karmic connection with the Buddha, an event as rare as once in 1,000,000 kalpas. Let us make the most of this fleeting life, dedicating ourselves to the Dharma path of Amitabha's salvation. We should always bear in mind the welfare of sentient beings, just as Bodhisattvas constantly center their thoughts on those who are enduring suffering. By making the most of this ephemeral life, we find the truest meaning and purpose of our existence. Every action taken for the benefit of sentient beings mirror. Okay, I'll repeat this one. Every action taken for the benefits of sentient beings mirrors the boundless compassion of Amitabha himself. This is such a wonderful statement. Every action taken for the benefit of sentient beings mirrors the boundless compassion of Amitabha himself. Naturally, as ordinary beings, there may be times when, under certain circumstances, our benevolent hearts may cool, and our resolve to propagate the Dharma of Amitabha's deliverance may waver. However, if we remind ourselves that Bodhisattvas constantly center their thoughts on suffering sentient beings, and may I aspire for the liberation of all sentient beings from suffering, seeking not my own peace and joy, our resolve will get stronger, and our compassion will continue to grow. I like to repeat this one last statement there. If we remind ourselves that Bodhisattvas constantly center their thoughts on suffering sentient beings, and may I aspire for the liberation of all sentient beings from suffering, seeking not my own peace and joy, our resolve will get stronger, and our compassion will continue to grow. I see that we're coming close to the time, so the next article is kind of long, so I think I will stop sharing at this point. Please join palms and recite 3 times Nama Amitabha with me. Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha.